We're back. We're fighting a very difficult so far war against a 666 general from freaking Muscovy. They've got a serious army tradition addiction, man. We've got to use all 70,000 of our troops in the west just to fight against the 60,000 Muscovian troops, and with the help of about 60 or 80,000 Persian troops, all against Muscovy and all losing by 30 war score. So we're defending the northern border of Persia just to make sure that Muscovy, even though they're going to win the war, we want them to take money. We don't want them to take land from Persia because we're going to beat up Persia and we want to take Persian lands. So Persia would be happy to ally us since we're helping them so fervently, but we don't want to ally them. We want to beat them up and take their stuff. We're allied to the Ottomans. The Ottomans have 123,000 troops with 120,000 manpower. We have 60,000 troops with 20,000 manpower, so we could not fight the Ottomans at this point. And in order to get our achievement, we are going to need to beat up the Ottomans. So possibly being allied with them and helping them to grow stronger and stronger is not in our best interest. But what can you say? I'd rather be allied to the Ottomans than not. It's fun to be allied to the Ottomans. We're back to protecting trade. We've got a $42 a month trade income going on with 15 galleys and 57 level 2 light ships, all protecting trade together. And we're going to start a war with Lan Na that we're going to hope that our vassals win for us, because they have no allies, and we want to keep expanding while we fight this war. And our vassals aren't helping us against Muscovy, so hopefully our vassals, yeah, you can see Orissa going over there. Hopefully our vassals will take land in the east while we fight in the west. It's tempting to also start a war with Ava. They've got Lanzang, Yi, and Miao as allies. Miao is pretty little. Lanzang is pretty little. But we're going to stick to one war at a time. We're also coring some provinces, them there. Or we have some provinces to core, I should say. But we need 3 more admin power to core one of them. And we have to core these one at a time because we made like a little finger off to get this spice colony up here. The achievement that we're currently working on is the Silk Road. So we needed this is the northernmost province that we need. And we've gotten all the provinces that we need for the Silk Road except for what is owned by the Ottomans, Persia, Japan, and China. So we're pushing our way east to get the Chinese and Japanese stuff, and we're pushing our way west to get the Ottoman stuff. I didn't realize how much stronger we're going to need to be before we can even challenge the Ottomans. I kind of felt like we could probably take the Ottomans right now, but I was wrong. We can take Muscovy. We've proven that. But the Ottomans are fighting against Persia, and we could not. Yeah, we could not. I just realized right now that the Ottomans are fighting Persia. I'm spending a lot of effort defending Persia from Muscovy, and I've repeatedly considered, well, maybe I should just bail on them. And attack Persia, you know? Because my plan has always been to attack Persia anyway. So why am I spending all this manpower and money defending someone that I'm going to attack? And the answer, of course, is that I don't want to have to fight Muscovy for these spice colonies. I mean, silk colonies right here. But if the Ottomans get them, then that's even worse. Because I can take Ming, I can't take the Ottomans. So I want to fight Muscovy to a standstill and then get out of the war as soon as I can. So hopefully we can get enough war score so that we can get a white peace with Muscovy. Muscovy's going to win this war. The question is whether or not they get territory while they win. I had hoped to fight to a point where they didn't get territory. I got to beat up the Ottomans anyway, so I don't know if it's that big of a deal if the Ottomans take some stuff from Persia. But I'd really like for Persia to stay whole so that I can beat them to death myself. I'm kind of annoyed by the prospect of the Ottomans taking the territory that I want. I want the Ottomans not to get any stronger. I finally gave up Defender of the Faith after holding it all game long because the Ottomans started attacking Shia groups. So QQ is Shia, Persia is Shia, and I'm Shia, and nobody else is really Shia. And the Ottomans attacked QQ, and I was like, I can't beat the Ottomans. And now they're attacking Persia, and I'm still like, I can't beat the Ottomans. So once they beat up Persia, they'll attack me, and I'll be like, I can't beat the Ottomans. I'm a little worried about this Ottoman thing. I should probably focus on expanding eastward. It's too scary to fight the Ottomans. They're way too strong. They're the one nation that actually kept up with me on military tech, too. So here comes that 5641 general again. It looks like Khiva split off from, I don't know, someone. Alright, so Muscovy again is going to try to hit me right there, and they successfully have attacked me, and then I will successfully repel them. That should give us the war score we need to get out of this stinky war. Oh, they actually won before I got there. Freaking 6-5 generals, too scary. They took 30,000 troops and they beat 70,000 troops of mine. It's ridiculous. He's going to leave on December 21st, so he's going to make it out before I do. I want these backbencher legions not to be on the front lines because I'm almost out of manpower, so I can't afford to be fighting with backbencher legions. My vassals are taking care of the east, so I don't need to send my army over there. Let's bring our army back to the west to fight Muscovy for hopefully one final time. I think maybe by now we have enough to get a white peace or concession of defeat. Yeah, they'll definitely take a concede defeat now. Good, so we can get out of this war with Muscovy. Good. And that will upset Persia. But I don't at all care. So now I'm at war with Persia. I'm not sure if that's going to interrupt my coring because Persia used to... I don't know if Persia has cores all over the place. Nope, they don't. So I took some land from Afghanistan. And Persia and Afghanistan used to both be together as one entity called the Timurids. As you can see, the Timurids have now crumbled and are nothing. So I was a little bit concerned about the possibility that that Persia would have cores on the territory I took, but they don't. So I'm out of manpower, so I want to take all of my non-mercenary infantry and just disband it. Bye. And these dudes. Yeah, they're gone. Traditionally, if you wanted to do this the best, most perfectest of ways, you would fight with the non-mercenary infantry, and then when they lost the battle, then you would disband them. But it's too risky because what if they fight and then they get resupplied a bunch before I can disband them? So I'm just gonna sell them off and buy a bunch of mercs. I really need to make sure that my manpower stays up so that I can keep fighting with cavalry and cannons. Oops, no. Where's my third army? There we go. So this army has 0 infantry. We need to throw 7 in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 2 more. 6, 7. These guys already have 8 mercenary infantry. They don't actually need one of those. 2, 4, 5, 6. So we just need 1 more up here. And then these guys need 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just need 2 more mercenary infantry up north. And then everyone will have the appropriate amount of mercenary infantry and we'll be happy. I suspect that we're going to have a positive budget once we... Sorry, I suspect we're going to have a positive budget once we've fully reinforced our armies. I suspect the only reason that it's so negative, on top of the fact that I have a +3 military advisor, is just that we're paying money. Yeah, we're paying 5 for reinforcements, and we're only at -2 budget, so we're okay. We've got all the money in the world. We are not worried. So we don't actually need this merc. I'm going to disband him. All right. Let's try to core this province instead of converting it. We need more admin to core the province. Okay. We're still we're no longer focusing admin. Now we're focusing military. Because we're starting to fight really hard people. We're fight Great Britain. We fought Muscovy. We're going to fight Persia right now. We fought Afghanistan, and we're going to fight the Ottomans pretty soon. So we really need to make sure to be ahead on military tech. So for most of the game, we were focusing admin because we spend so much admin on coring that it just makes sense to focus admin. I know I just canceled the missionary and then put him back, but what can you do? So that means that it's going to take us forever to get the admin points we need to core the land we're taking. It's very sad. We might take admin ideas next just to reduce the coring costs, because we're going to be coring so much land throughout the course of this game. But then again, I think we need to take quality in order to make our troops capable of fighting the Ottomans, and we also kind of want quantity. I've always been a fan of quality and quantity and offensive and defensive. In general, when you have to fight, 200,000 Ottoman troops, it's nice if your troops can beat theirs. As you saw against Muscovy, even 60,000 of our troops can't beat 30,000 Muscovian troops. And we're ahead of them on military tech, but they have offensive ideas and defensive ideas finished, and they have an amazing general and lots of army tradition. So it's kind of spooky. Kind of spooky how that works. We're going to need to get some military ideas rocking soon, because we're getting too pwned when we try to rock without the military ideas. All right. So we need 90 admin to core the next territory. So our goal for Persia is just to take the entire southern coast. The lands that we need are up here, but we're going to creep our way along the south and then go straight up to grab the silk that we need, I think. Because there's no silk in this area, and this whole land is just desert, so we don't care about the whole desert. We're going to avoid the desert when we can. We want land from Gujarat, but I don't think we can get a separate... No, we can. We can get a separate piece with Gujarat, so we will probably be doing that. Just take a couple of provinces from them. I suspect that my vassals will do a good job of sieging up Gujarat for me. I don't think I need to do that. Delhi and Orissa. Orissa finally is annexable. That's great. Great news. Wanpur we can full annex. How's our overextension doing? I don't want to go too high. We've got 48% overextension. So if we full annex Wanpur, I'm not sure where that'll put us. Again, it's all kind of optional territory. Our primary thrust is to expand westward, but we can take all the stuff in between just to make us rich enough so that we won't die when we encounter the the Ottomans in a battle. And we're keeping our armies in big chunks, even though we could probably spread them out. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I think we should probably carpet siege. Yeah, we're gonna split our armies each into 4 pieces, so that all of our pieces are still 6 in size, which is relatively big, but not 20 in size. Having a 20-sized army only makes sense if your enemy has a 20-sized army, and I'm afraid of these, 120 stack of the Ottomans, but I guess I'm allied to them. I'm not at war with them, so I don't need to be worried about it. So that's why. Delhi was in a military coalition against us despite being our vassal. I didn't even know that was possible. That's crazy. And Delhi, since we full annexed them and then released them, they adopted our religion. So normally, if we had just vassalized Delhi, they would have stayed Hindu. But because we released them as a Shia vassal, they have to convert all of their lands. That's funny. So they're working to convert some of their lands. And our tireless diplomatic efforts are coming to a close. So we can now full annex Wanpur. They're not quite ready to let us do it. But, eventually they will be. Whew. Free the dog. To 38 point, or down to 38.9 collection from taxes. I wonder why we're collecting so much less. I guess overextension. When you have overextension, you collect less in taxes, and we've got a lot of it because our admin is working so slowly. Be careful. Be careful to save up the admin you need to core stuff before you take it in war, or else you sit there with overextension getting less and less money. And it's not like we'll die, but there's just no reason to get less money when you don't have to. So Afghanistan is trying to take a bunch of Gujarat's land while we work to take it as well. I think we're going to wait for the Ottomans to take their bite before we take our bite. I wonder if the Ottomans are going to beat up Muscovy. I wonder if Persia and Muscovy already peaced out. They did. Muscovy left the war right after I did. Persia probably gave them a bunch of money. Because they didn't get any territory, which was my goal all along. Which is great. So they probably just took like a big expensive cash settlement. Let's keep improving relations with Orissa so that we can annex them at the end of this war. So Timurids left the coalition against us like, ooh, we were so scared. Good thing they left their coalition or we would have been dead to the Timurids who have no land. So we could take the Persian fleet in a fight if we wanted to. I don't see any benefit to it though. It'd give us a little bit of war score, but war score is honestly not going to be a problem. So because they're like just got crushed by Muscovy and the Ottomans combined, of course Persia has no army and no money. And so we're easily able to just kind of carpet siege them and punch them right in the face. Truce ended with Yarkand. I think we took what we wanted from Yarkand already. They're up here. Yeah, Yarkand. We got the one province we needed from them. We're just gonna leave them alone. Because all that land is crap. There's like all this land here is crap. We mostly just want the stuff on these rivers over in the middle of China, but in order to get there we have to make a little tendril across Ava and other stuff. So we're fabricating claims on territory we don't want, but we're going to end up taking just because, why not? There we go. So the Ottomans took a bite. Looks like they did not take any of the territory we were scared that they would take. They got just a couple provinces on the border, 4 provinces on the border with Persia. And that's it. So I don't know if Persia's going to take out a bunch of loans and hire a bunch of mercenaries and make me form my army back up into a big ball. But for now, let's assume that they won't. Fabricate claims on Ayutthaya and Lanzang. And we already got claims on Bengal. Let's see if we can declare war on Bengal. We can. They don't have any allies, so just give me your single province, please. Actually, we probably shouldn't have done that because we're going to have overextension from this first war. And we're going to want to annex a vassal while we wait for the overextension for the new stuff to core. So it's dumb to take the next province. Oh well, already did it. Nothing we can do. It's not really a disaster or anything. We need 99 admin for the next thing. 80 admin if we pay down our war exhaustion. Up to +3 stability. Good times. It's funny how many revolts you get when you're at +3 stability, huh? Alright, let's bring these dudes together and fight off the Wanpur peasant rebels. Another peasant revolt. Kashmir peasants. Very sad. And we're paying a lot of military power to have this second general, I should say. We don't really need to be. We should dismiss this leader. Now that we're not fighting anyone hard anymore. We were for a long time fighting very hard dudes. Hard as a rock. But now we're not, so we don't need him, so we shouldn't be wasting the military points to keep him. Truce expired with Great Britain, the greatest of Britons. The Ottomans broke their alliance with us. Very sad. Wonder what made them so upset. Not that I ever really planned to do anything with that alliance. It's just, it's interesting that they would. Oh, I guess we just became a competing great power 1 second ago, and they're like, well, we don't want to ally a great power. That's not cool. Allying great powers is for pansies. That's what they said. Ooh, oh. You go here, you go there, and you assist your little buddy. Stay put. So Persia has made a 10 stack, and I'm making a 10 stack of my own to defend against it. Let's keep Corin in the backfield and get rid of this general. Bye, general. Looks like Ava entered a coalition against us, or maybe they left the coalition against us, one or the other. Something about Ava coalition, I don't care. Ava's not scary. Tibet, also not scary, also entering into a coalition against me. Diplomat that used to be improving relations with Delhi is now available to do other cool things. We got 43 war score against Persia. Let's get a separate peace with whoever we can. Wanpur and Gujarat. Oh, separate peace would cost Diplo, because we didn't make them co-belligerent. It's funny, full annexation of Wanpur is free, but taking one territory would not be free. That's interesting how that works. We need 107 admin to core the next province. I think for the millionth time, I'm not going to take anything from Gujarat, despite They're willing to give me the 2 things I have claims on, which is fine. So I'm up to 80 overextension. Ooh, wow. It said they were giving me 2 provinces. Do I have Kashmir as a vassal? When did I vassalize Kashmir? I guess Kashmir was a vassal of Wanpur, so they became my vassal. No big deal. I'm up to 5 potential diplo relations, and I only have 4, so that's good. Kind of an unnecessarily large army over here in the east. And I'm ready to end this war. I've got lots of war score against Persia. I mean, I could get more. I probably should. But more importantly, I can't end the war until I've finished coring a whole bunch of territory. So, at least this one poor. So yeah, Persia's used loans and mercenaries to make an army of reasonable strength, and now I need to kind of bunch together my troops, siege more slowly. So this should be a 5-4-11. I'm gonna take out one of the cannons, and I need some more mercenary infantry. There's my 7-4-10 army that I like. I'll use them to chase the Persian army around. So in the east we've got 4-3-8. We need to send them 2 cannons, a horse, and 3 infantry. Perfect. I can just send them one of these little guys. Add 1 infantry to this guy and then send him. And then we got 100% war score against Bengal, obviously, but again, no admin power, so we can't core it. Yay, we're 4 years ahead on military tech again. So, I'm tempted to focus admin power again just because it's so hard to core all this land. I'm also tempted to do things that make coring cheaper. An example of that is the admin tech group, and also there are probably policies that make coring land cheaper. None of which I have access to, but there's also, I think if you like, there are some special things, like if you control provinces that have a certain type of trade thing, then you can get cheaper coring cost, and then you can get cheaper coring cost through religion, and then you can also get cheaper coring cost by, I don't know, like taking Jerusalem. I think lots of weird ways to get cheaper coring cost. I've seen people get their coring costs as low as like 5 per like the default is 20 per base tax, and you can get it down to, I think the minimum is either 3 or 5 per base tax. And as China, I've had a coring cost of 0, but that was back when that was possible. I don't think that's possible anymore. Where I think I sent another group of dudes, a 6 stack. Oh, this guy, he's not done sieging yet. I'll send him when he's done. Actually, I should just send this guy all the way over here. So, I don't know, when we get a call for peace, maybe it'll be time. Whoops. Okay. So during this episode, we concluded our war with Muscovy. Yay! And we successfully prevented them from taking any land from Persia. And then the Ottomans killed Persia anyway, so we killed Persia as well. And we took a lot of minor land up in the middle of this stuff. Some land over here, some land over there. Wanpur specifically. We also got a vassal, Kashmir, that we don't really care too much about, but he's our vassal, so fine. And we gave two provinces back to Delhi in a peace deal against Gujarat. So Gujarat gave us one of our claims and two of Delhi's claims. I'm not sure if these are Delhi cores, so they're already cored, so that's fine. As soon as these two wars are over, we're gonna annex Orissa, which will allow us to form Hindustan. So we're very close to forming Hindustan. The primary barrier at the moment to doing the types of things that we want in general to do. Oops, sorry. Is admin power. Like, we're getting 4 admin per turn. Our king is only 1 admin in skill. We've only got a 1 admin advisor, and we're focusing something other than admin. So total of 4 per turn. It's way too low. We can't core things quick enough. We need either cheaper coring, which would be fine. Oh, I should have waited for this. You know what? This doesn't look like it expires. It doesn't have an expiration date. But none of them seem to have an expiration. This one does. Archery versus muskets. Maybe this is permanent. Maybe Bamanas in general is a nation that prefers archery to muskets for the entire duration of the game, and so you just always get more expensive military tech. That would be sad. So that's where we're going to leave it. Basically just waiting for admin points to expand our empire. I'm not sure if we should start vassal feeding because of the bottleneck that is admin points, or if we should just, wait on admin points and never get another idea group. I don't know that we'll be able to beat the Ottomans without more idea groups, so I'm a little worried about our lack of admin. But what can you do? Also, we're at 3 stability for the first time in a while. It's always fun being at 3 stability. Whoop. That's where we're going to leave you.